What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Gin's Treasure. Before I start this video today, I just want to go over a quick question that I have for you guys. If you could just drop the answer if you know it in the comments section. And with that, let's get into it. The question is, so I got this supply, all 5 of these objects from, well, I got them from Amazon, and I'm not happy about that, to be honest. But I did, and they all came as a bundle, and I was after these 3 guys, and these 2 came in addition to it. Now I can guess what these are. They're tweezers, probably for pulling threads through, difficult threads, because they have that curved hook, curved fingers. But guys, I have no idea what this is. So if you know what this is, please let me know. All right, and with that, let's get this out of the way. Let's get started. Today we're gonna do a ring. So I've got my trusty dusty favorite set of pliers, and they're my favorite because of the finger, the flat part, and then the scissors, the clippers. Super handy to have all 3 in one. Otherwise, you end up buying 1, 2, and 3. 3 for 1. What a deal. All right, so to create a ring, I apologize. I forgot something. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right, real quick, right? This cool thing is a ring sizer. And I looked it up, and it says that the average size is a 10. Average American finger size is a 10, so that's what we're aiming for. What we're gonna do is take a little bit of we're still gonna use today the 20 gauge and the 24 gauge. And what we're gonna do is take a little bit of the 20 gauge, maybe a little bit more. I'm just kind of eyeballing the size. And we're gonna duplicate it. Right, so we're gonna take 2 strands of equal size. And then 24 gauge, I'm gonna do about an arm's length. Here, let's do about an arm's length, give or take. And the first thing that we're gonna do, almost like always, kiss the 2 points, pinch together, and then slide on the 24 gauge. All the way down, and that's that halfway point, or the middle point. And what we're gonna do is just kind of eyeball about the middle of these 2 wires laying parallel together. And then we're gonna just drop that on and start to wrap, start to twist. And you wanna make sure that they stay flat to each other instead of crisscrossing, because they do tend to want to do that if you're wrapping pretty tight. So just be mindful of that. And what I'm going to do is wrap, I don't know, what's that, like 8 wraps? I'm going to do a little bit more on this side. Probably do about 10 wraps total. Let's do 11, 12, 13. 13 seems good. All right. And then from there, I'm gonna take the flat part of the pliers and just clamp down with a nice firm grip. And that way, these 2 stay parallel to each other quite easy. much more easily than holding it with your fingers. And then we're just going to continue the wrapping. And go slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady wins the race. And then you see how it's built out a little bit. What I'm gonna do is just ease up on the plier pressure, scoot over, and then clamp down. Inch by inch, poco by poco. That's Spanish. Well, Spanglish. Little by little. You want to make sure that your wraps, sometimes they'll tend to want to wrap backwards in that direction and overlap, but that's always easily correctable as long as you catch it early on. Because once you get wrapping and then you make that mistake and then you keep wrapping, it gets a little bit, you just have to undo everything that you did. All right, so I've done, let's see, 1, 2, 3. From the middle one, I've done 3 out that way. I'm gonna do 3 out this way now. So as you can see, I just flipped the wires around. I was originally wrapping over there. Now I'm wrapping over here. And if you can see, I have this technique with my finger, where my finger, I just place the wire like in the middle of my finger right there. And then it really helps with precision guidance while wrapping. That's my technique. I mean, if you have your own technique, that's totally cool too. By the way, shout out to my fan, Gina. I'm excited to see that wrap that you're doing for your grandson. Was it a wrap for your grandson, or you were doing a wrap and then your grandson will show you how to post it on YouTube? And I'm excited for that. Please tag me in that, because I would love to see my fans' work. And that goes for anyone too. If anyone's watching my videos and they're doing their own wrap and they want to share it with somebody, because that's kind of what the point is for the art, is to be shared. Please share it with me, and I will appreciate it. I also like, sometimes, Gina, you'll make comments that really resonate with the struggles of beginning wire wrapping. And I promise, you know, as you continue to do it, you do get better. It's there's an old pimp saying that goes, whatever you do, how's it go? Anyway, hold on, we'll get back to that. So what I'm doing here is just, you can see the indents for the 10 on this side and 10 on this side. So I'm just kind of laying over that. And then from here, so we've got kind of a half pipe halfway there. And what we do from here is something I call splitting the hairs. So you take, here, let's get this wire out of the way so it's more visible. So what I've done is just split, and then I'm gonna do that on this side as well, split. Now they don't have to be like 90-degree splits. In fact, you actually kind of want them at like a 40-degree angle. And I'm actually gonna open, so I've opened it a little bit wider than it needs to be, than it will be. And that's just so that I have room to do this. So what I'm gonna do is swing the 24 gauge wire around one of the 20 gauge wires, and then around the other in this 8 or infinity loop flow, right? So you see the infinity there, and I just continue to swing it. And what I'm doing is I'm looking out for the width of this is what I'm gonna want to match. Actually, we're kind of there. So I want that to match the crystal bead. By the way, this is I believe it's Howlite. It looks like Howlite anyway. I did get a little gift bag, goodie bag of beads from someone. And so I do know that they are real crystals, but I don't know, they were not labeled. It was just a bag of assorted bead gemstones. And so we're doing the same thing here. We're just doing the infinity. And you can see here, it's kind of not that tight, right? So just with your fingernail, you can just drag it, pinch it, scratch it into place. Camera is having a little focus trouble. I'll go slow. Hopefully that will help. We're kind of there anyway. And then so from here, it's important that you have one of the 24 gauges on one side, and then one on the other side, so they're diagonal from each other, right? And the purpose of that is so that when these two cross, this one will be linking them together, and then when these two cross, this one will be linking them together. And let me show you how to do exactly that. So we're just gonna resize it again, you know, because I pulled out the width a little bit just to give me room to wrap. And then we're just gonna lay these over. Right, and it doesn't have to be like perfect because it doesn't have to be perfect because it's perfectly tight, because we're not even there yet. That's the next step that we're doing right now. All right, and so what I'm gonna do from here is get that one out of the way so you can see. So this wire here and this wire here are both gonna be wrapped by this one. So what I took it around and under both of them. And then we're just gonna go till about halfway, so like right about there. So we're just kind of weaving. The weaving technique. And you know how I'm always talking about songs. I get songs stuck in my head. And for some reason it's a Mariah Carey one today. And I don't know. I just know it's Mariah Carey. I don't know the lyrics. I don't know the name of this song. I'm definitely not gonna try to sing it or have you place it. But that's the one that's stuck in my head today. It might even be that song, because I've used that song a few times for my shorts. It's a rap. You know, pun intended. So it's kind of what we want to do. You see the hole here, and I want to have it so that, you know, from the base of the bead meets halfway. So that's where we're going to stop there. And then we're going to flip over and do this same thing on the other side. So weaving around both of the wires. Just giving you a little sec to see that, because I've kind of been not watching the video. That's the trick that for me to next level is to just completely watch my wire wrapping ability through the screen to make sure that you can see what I'm seeing, because sometimes my head will just pop out from behind the screen so that I can see what I'm doing in person. But really, that's not to your advantage, so I'm just gonna have to train myself to see what you're seeing and be comfortable with that. So you can see here how this one kind of warped up, and I just take my fingernail and boop, now it's back online. I think maybe one more should do it. All right. Now I mean, it's all fun, but now the fun part. So I'm just gonna pull these. What I'm doing is pulling outwards on both ends, just to kind of bringing it in. And then from here, we're gonna take one end, poke it through the hole, and then the other end through the other hole. And then this part, it always reminds me of wrapping a bow on a Christmas present. When you pull it tight, I guess it doesn't have to be Christmas, but for me, that's what it reminds me of. My mom up there having me put down the finger on the tie so that she can pull the bow tight when we're wrapping the gifts. And then from there, I just continue doing the other step, the step before. And it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of extra wire. Of course, extra wire is always better than not enough. If you saw my last video, you could probably hear the solemnness in my voice. I was pretty sad about not having enough wire. That was for this video. Haven't wrapped it since. Been a full 24 hours. But that's fine. Maybe in the next video I'll wrap it. Do it right. All right, so we've got a few wraps and I have a little bit left. So I'm gonna switch over to the other side now. And I'm also kind of, at the same time, pulling these tight, making sure they stay. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure what happened there, but this one's a little loose. I think I know what happened. Well, that's gonna be something for me to come up with a creative solution for. That's all right. What happened was, when I was pulling this thread through the bead, I didn't pull tight enough. So now I got this little S curve situation. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, maybe I can try to cover that up. So now that what I've done here is swing these two across, and then from here I'm looking at 1, 2, and 3 of the 20 gauge wires, and I'm gonna wrap all 3 of them. And then from there I'm just gonna jump up and wrap only the top one, the one that came across. And then you can see, so there's a few gaps right there, right? What I'm just gonna do is take my fingertips and pinch it all together so that the wraps are realigned nice and neat. And then, so what I'm gonna do is try to lay this over what I will call the boo-boo. And then just kind of exploring my options right now. What I'll do next is swing this wire in between these 2 wires. And then from there, I'm gonna take what's left of this 24 gauge wire and try to weave it in between this wire and this, not in between, but weave them both together. And then kind of running short on wire, so what I'll do is just take my plier tip, and that way, boom. And I definitely, just for you at home, I definitely made that last part look super easy, and I got lucky with it. Normally it's a lot of like massaging and convincing this wire to go through this little pocket here. Even in that little sense, that last one that I just did, I made it much easier than it actually is. For me, what I like to do is kind of pre-hook it, so it's kind of like the wire has an idea of where it's gonna go. And you know, I did 2 here, so I think I'm good with that. I don't need to, well, maybe 1 more. I was gonna say I'll just continue on the 1 wire, but I think, no, yeah, I'm just gonna continue on the 1 wire. 2 wraps around both of the 20 gauge wires. It's good enough. And then if you can see how I'm just using the pliers tips to delicately finish off. And I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try these since I have them. No, they're too soft. The metal is too flexible. doesn't really grab a firm grip. All right, and then, so there's, if you can see it, there's a little wire poking out. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of grab the rings, or the bands, the wraps, whatever you wanna call them, and just massage them in a sense that now you see that the tip right there is kind of, it's rolled over and it's no longer poking out, but inside. Okay. And then from there, I'm gonna take these two and bring them both around. I'll bring this one. I'm gonna take the short one and wrap it on top, and then this one, I'm gonna bring all the way around. And then these two all the way around. And then, so there's one, I'll show with the pliers fingers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna take the 24 gauge wire and tuck it around all 4 of those wires as many times as I can. Okay, and then from there, I'll figure out, just now kind of looking with the ends of it, just looking for places that I can just curl. Curl the wires in so that the tips are not poking out. So what I want to do here, this middle wire here, I'm trying to tuck that under. So that I can reach it underneath here and continue the curl. Tricky, tricky. Got it. Perfect, so now it's curled and tucked under there. And then I'm gonna take the 24 gauge and do another wrap around all 4. And I am pulling real tight because I want this wraps to be tight. And do one more. And then from there, I'm gonna skip to, looks like there's 4 wires in there, but it's a different set of 4. And I'm gonna try to get this wrapped in all 4 of those. I got that on camera too, so you saw it. So yeah, I got all 4 wrapped in there. And I'm gonna try to do it again. The technique I used was so I tucked it under, and then I flipped the ring around, grabbed the pinch there, pulled that through, pulled it through tight, and then weave it back through. And I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it through, so what I'm gonna do is just pinch and curl. So you see how it's just a loop there. And that loop is, there's a little curly tip, but that's not bothering anyone, so I'm just gonna leave that as is. And then for here, do a little spiral. So I curl. Got that nice little spiral design. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. And that, my friends, is how you do a wire wrap ring. Boom. Thank you.